What's up, everyone? It's me, the Osprey, and I have a very special guest here today on my show. And that happens to be...
me, Evan Geistfeld. Every time Nick does his channel, he always mentions me with my music and all that stuff as a contribution to the channel. And also, you know, going on special trips like the Pizza Hut and all that stuff. And, you know, we have a real special video for you guys today. And this is also a big shout out to Eugene over at Moe's Gaming Emporium, as well as Gordo's Gaming Emporium in Hernando. If you guys have not checked them out, we absolutely recommend that you go and do so. We'll make sure to put a link in the description below that shows you their locations and what they have to offer. But we have a very interesting video here planned out. We have Nick has an original PlayStation Portable, and then I have a little special PS Vita here that I'll talk a little bit about. But if you want to talk a little bit about yours, and then I'll talk a little bit about mine, what I did to it, and kind of go from there. So just a little brief history on your PlayStation that you have.
So originally, Sony introduced the PSP in Japan in late 2004. It didn't come to North America until 2005. It was expensive, but people still bought it anyway because they liked how good the graphics were and that you could play music and movies and videos on here. This version happens to be a second generation PSP 2000 from 2007.
Now, the PS Vita, the little bit of a difference between the two, this took a CD disc cartridge. It was a disc inside of another disc case. And the thing was...
You have one here for reference.
Right. That's always
the
good to
little
have.
UMD, Universal Media Disc.
And you know
right
why they
here.
did that, right?
Right.
It was to prevent piracy from
Right.
people having to download and do it themselves. Well, where you utilize where the game cartridges go, they're like little, they look like little SD cards with the game on there. And what you can do is you can get a micro SD card adapter, put a SD card in there, go in there, and then enter a whole bunch of coding software so that you can have access to every single game that the PS Vita came out with, the PSP came out with, and all other games. And just for reference, this is the whole library right here. And I'm going to push the down arrow just so you can see. I'm not going to be able to go through every single game on this video because there's just so many games, and all you have to do is push the button to download it and you have access to the game.
So we can compare the models together close up if you want.
Yeah, of course. I can turn
So,
it back in on here.
as you can see, it's much larger.
Absolutely.
And this is, keep in mind, this isn't the original PSP. This is the PSP Slim, or the 2000.
Correct, yes.
And you notice there's only one analog stick here.
Yeah,
there's
this
two.
has two, yep. So and it does feel a lot bulkier.
Yeah.
Let me feel the weight difference. Oh yeah, yours is a lot lighter, and this has a larger of a screen. I'm curious as well, you have two little speaker ports on the top. I've got two speaker ports with 6 dots on the back. Do you have is there a port for a headset?
Yes, it's right over here.
Okay, so your headset is on the bottom, mine's on the bottom as well. So it's very similar. It's just one uses the UMD disc, this one's used as a cartridge, which, you know, that's kind of the future upgrade from discs to cartridges, and now we have digital games. But what's really funny is, does the PSP have the PS Store where you can download games, or was it only on disc?
You could get e-boots of older games and download back when the service, I think, was still active for the PSP.
Well, believe it or not, the service is still active on this to download games and pay for games, but it's really weird and clunky, and PlayStation says that they don't have it running anymore, but the software says it's still running, so I don't know how to really compare. I mean, this came out in what, 2012?
Yes, I believe so.
So the fact that it only lasted a couple of years and then they shut down the service, but yet you can still access the PlayStation Store and there's still games for sale is kind of weird, because when I talked to PlayStation, they said that they completely stopped service on this, so I don't know how it's still up and running if they say it's shut down. It's very weird.
Sad how they shut down. Yeah, it almost went like the Dreamcast route, didn't it?
Yeah,
And
and it's such a shame because these came out kind of with the rise of the iPhones and everything. And once people found out that you could game on an iPhone and all that stuff, these just died off into existence. And it's sad because there was such potential for these. And if PlayStation today came out with a new PS Vita or a new PSP to where you only needed to download games via 5G or whatever, it would be perfect because you could take this out on the go when you're waiting for a doctor's visit or something and you're in the lobby. It's perfect to have one of these things because you can play the games you love without having to worry about internet. Really, I'm just really impressed because when you turn it on, you can actually see, the PS logo comes on. There's no yellowing. It gives you that nice warning label. And then it just loads up and then you're able to pull the screen down and you just get a nice open scroll. And I love that it's touchscreen. That's just a really cool thing that they adapted to the technology today. It's got a volume rocker, so you can kind of hear the loading screen menu. It doesn't get super loud, but a comfortable level. And then you can just, like I said, scroll through the menu and you have access to everything. But just a really, really flush system. No worries with it at all. I mean, when I first got it, there was a little bit of some issues. Like I said, I went and replaced and did everything to where it's basically like a brand new PS Vita out there. So, but that's all I got to say. Thank you for having me, Nick. I really appreciate it. If there's anything you want to say before we head out, or are you good?
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, thank you guys very much for watching the Osprey Nest retro game reviews. If you want to see more videos like this, I know I'm not super knowledgeable like this guy is, but I know just the little basics and stuff. But if you want to see more of this, make sure to hit that like, subscribe button. And also, if you're in Florida, Citrus County area, check out Moe's Gaming Emporium. He has 3 locations. He's got the Howard's Flea Market in Homosassa. He's got a shop in Homosassa called Moe's Gaming Emporium. And he also has Gordo's Gaming Emporium in Hernando, Florida. So you just look it up on Google and you'll be able to be directed right to there. And they'll be able to take care of you when it comes to your ultimate retro gaming needs. So again, as always, thank you for watching.